authority, and because people aren't interested in the group behavior of themselves. They're expected to be selfish and interested in furthering their own family unit, and the cooperation that occurs between family units is essentially enforced from above and directed from above, and the above is right now is a communist government, but authoritarianism and communism are almost synonymous. And before that, it was an emperor with a huge bureaucracy, just like the bureaucracy that now dominates the Communist Party. Um, so that was her vision of the world, and I came from a Protestant, smaller version of La Crescenta and Glendale, a series of communities around the Los Angeles basin, not really heavily urbanized at all at the time I was raised there, home to some suburbs and to some commuting into the downtown, but predominantly local businesses and small town behavior and churches and things like that. We went to Montrose Community Church, and it was just a place for my father and mother to drop us off, 4 kids eventually, but my sister and I 7 or 8 years ahead of the next 2. So for many years it was just dropping off the 2 kids at Montrose Community Church, and so that would give them a Sunday morning in peace. And the churches spent a lot of time, of course, teaching the basics of and the slogans and the I think you'd almost say memes of guys on the cross and mother, grieving mother like Mary, and but not to the extent the Catholics did, and believing on him, meaning this guy that was crucified back in the Roman days, that was part of a renegade political movement within the Jewish community at the time, which all seemed really illogical to me, even as a 9 or 10-year-old. Why do you? What good is this guy? What is going on around me is what I'm interested in, and of course, what I didn't understand was that the church was the preeminent social organizational tool of communities, and there were a lot of other tools that came out of church attendance, people getting together in other kinds of communities. Every small town had its Baptists versus Methodists versus Catholics versus Lutherans versus, however big the community was, you could add church denominations, and those denominations again split the idea of attending Sunday meetings and doing things socially together, spread to other kinds of social groupings, which had to do with clubs, which were basically not religiously inspired, although some of them had religious underpinnings, like the Demolay and various quasi-religious groups, but mainly clubs, the Lions and the Elks and the Masons, things that are left over from medieval trade unions. People of a like mind that could meet together and have a speaker for the afternoon. Usually they met in the afternoons or in the evenings after work, or during lunch period, during lunchtime.